Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's New Year special. We're going to be reviewing not an album as such, but a number of songs by Five Star Family, which are a Russian pop group, which was chosen by Brett. I gave him a choice of three different groups or singers. That's the one that he went for. So, firstly, apologies, it didn't quite go as smoothly as planned. The actual video itself was a bit messed up in terms of the tracks that were being played and repeating stuff and cutting stuff out. So that was a bit annoying, but even so, I believe there were 13 songs that we were able to listen to, plus the bonus track that I provided as well. So 14 in total. So I have got all of the names of the songs available as well. So we'll go through those songs very shortly. So first of all, Brett, what did you think of the album?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. With Five Stars Family. Firstly, I just want to apologise for the last video as well with background noise. No washing going on today, so no interruptions from there. What did I think of Five? And is it Five Star Family? Just to be clear, is it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Five Star Family.
Yeah. I'll say straight away, I don't think I was disappointed with my choice. I did thoroughly enjoy listening to the songs. For me, it was very Eurovision-esque, which, again, personally, is generally not a bad thing. The trouble is, it can then get a bit repetitive. And I say it's very difficult. We spoke about it before, where things are in different language. Doesn't mean songs aren't good and you can't appreciate them or enjoy them, but it does make it that little bit more difficult. When I was listening through, I also thought it was very, very much like you, Lee. I could really get a good vibe of you listening, enjoying this music as well. And even though there was variation of the songs, they weren't all the same. Bit of contradiction here. It also did feel quite a lot the same. A really good sort of cheesy pop song, well sung, with then rapping, if we can call it rapping, at stages in the song, which for most of the songs I felt actually ruined it for me. There are a couple where it did work, but I said by the time I was getting towards the end of the songs we were listening to, for me it was just then getting that little bit repetitive. And not to give away too much about the tracks on sale, I think the start, a couple of songs we listened to, I listened to and you listened to, I really quite enjoyed. And I think that could have been its downfall, because then it felt for me towards the end, some of the songs didn't quite live up to what I'd started to listen to, if that all makes sense. But overall, definitely didn't regret the choice, definitely enjoyed it. And there definitely would be, I think, one or maybe two songs that I would more than happy put onto my own personal listening playlist.
Okay, well, glad you enjoyed it. For me, I hadn't listened to all of these songs before, so some of the songs were popular songs a number of years ago, so they were familiar with me anyway. And then a lot of the songs I'd never heard before. But what I was particularly pleased about, there was one song on there that I hadn't heard before, and I really liked it. We'll obviously get to it a bit later on when we go through the songs. But yeah, I mean, for me, I quite liked it. I think there's probably only like one or two songs that I could say I just didn't really like at all. But apart from that, even the songs that I didn't overly like were still quite listenable and still quite enjoyable to an extent. I think for me, I like this. I don't just talk about Russian. I just mean generally. I like it when there's like singing, proper singing, and there's some kind of almost sort of rap stuff going on. I think if we take, for example, Rihanna and Eminem, I Love the Way You Lie. I really like that song, because you've got the Rihanna bit singing, then you've got the rapping bit by Eminem. So I think that's why I like this group as much as I do, because it's got that variation. It's not just like there's loads of rapping, it's proper singing, pop singing going on with that kind of more rappy kind of singing stuff as well. And I think that's generally what I like. I do like that sort of variation.
And to be fair, I also do like that as well. And the likes of, good example there, Rihanna and Eminem. I think why it didn't quite work, because I think maybe again because I can't hear the English, I can't hear the difference without there. It still has that sort of overall poppy feel. The likes of Rihanna and Eminem, it's still pop song, but it's quite a little bit more dark. Like I don't know, I can't really explain it, but here it just felt all very poppy at the start, all the way through kind of thing, and the rap just didn't quite fit in with that. But I do enjoy that sort of style of music as well at times.
Okay. So if we go through each song, the first one was called Вместе мы, which means we are together. And I just put down a really good, well-known song. So this is a song that's well-known throughout the Russian-speaking world, as far as I know. And yeah, it's just one of their best songs. It's one of their top well-known songs, and I'd say I'll take this one onto my playlist.
Yeah, for me, and like I said, this was actually probably not through the rest of the songs that I listened to. This was my favourite. By a long way, it's maybe a bit hard because like I said, there wasn't any songs I really didn't dislike as such. It just were a bit the same. But this one really stood out for me. And funny enough, the link I was listening to is obviously came up again, and I enjoyed it just as much the second time when it came on. So I think originally I was going to just skip on to the next song. I thought, I know what, I'm going to listen to that again. And I was just straight away, great start, very Eurovision. For me, like I said, the rap bit was probably the least favourite bit of it, but overall song, yeah, really enjoyed it and was my number one favourite.
Yeah, doesn't surprise me. It was, like I said, it's one of their big hits. Okay, and number two was called Vremya, which means time. You might have actually heard some time things in there as well. Probably don't remember, but the sounds. For this one, I haven't heard this song before, and I thought it was all right. Decent chorus. Maybe hasn't done quite enough for me to want to download it, but for listening to this sort of song for the first time, yeah, I quite liked it.
Yeah, really nice. So now this has now gone a bit slower as well, and again, she's got obviously a really sort of nice voice as well. That sort of soft, almost like meaningful pop song stuff. Again, didn't know what it was about. I didn't pick up on the time sounds either. And this way I sort of like at this point I'd really like to hear like an English version of this. But yeah, otherwise this was almost like my second or third favourite. Again, the rap bit was my least favourite. But again, overall song, yeah, really actually quite enjoyed that.
Okay, next one was My Melodia, which means my melody. Again, I think it's another quite a well-known track. I put down another catchy tune. I think that's a good word I can use to describe this sort of this particular group. Their songs are quite catchy, especially if you understand Russian. But overall, it's a good song. It was kind of like borderline, will I download it or not? I'm thinking at the moment, maybe not. We'll listen to it again to make a final decision.
Yeah, again, good song. I think the version we heard there was almost like where maybe taken from a music video. So it was like a little snippet of a song being played on the radio at the start. I don't know if you picked up on that. It must be one of their songs. It sounded very much like theirs. I think I preferred the song in that snippet at the start. I was going to see if I could work out what that song was later on, but I struggled to do so. But again, a good song. I kind of got a sort of country folky kind of feel to it. It was good, but the trouble for me, it just wasn't as good as the first two songs that I had heard, and also that snippet of the song at the start of the clip as well.
Okay. The next one was Tuk Tuk. I put down not bad, but the chorus maybe let it down a little bit. Wasn't as good as the previous song. So I've been saying the songs have been quite catchy so far, but I just think the chorus here for me let it down a little bit. But again, I think it's quite a well-known song, this one.
Okay. Yeah, Classic said it's just again not as good as the previous songs listened to. Again, very Eurovision. It just straight away more so had a real good Eurovision feel to it. Also, kind of like a Japanesey kind of feel as well, electric side of things there. And yeah, this one felt a bit more like Steps. I think the other ones not to go against Steps at all, I think would probably be a disservice to them. I actually preferred the stuff I was listening to earlier compared to Steps, but this one felt more sort of cheesy pop Steps, let's go Eurovision sort of sounding song.
Okay, the next one is called Zachem, which means why, or I guess more for what reason kind of thing. I think this was the name. This was the name of the album that we didn't listen to. The actual proper album they have got. It's called Zachem. So this is, I guess, their maybe big hit. So despite it being a big hit, I'd say it's probably my least favorite song on the whole album. I don't like this song. Just doesn't do it for me. The sound of it. So yeah, didn't like this one.
Okay, yeah, I wrote Shozhen, picked up on that, heard that a few times being said. Again, this is where I'm probably going to be quite repetitive what I'm saying. For me, again, the rap bit just didn't quite work. This one, and again, just wasn't as good as the previous songs that I heard. Again, nothing overly bad from it, but at this point, I just was wishing to listen to the first song again pretty much.
Okay, next one was Futbolka, which means t-shirt. Fairly good and catchy. It was again, it's the first time I've ever heard it, and just a typical 5-star family song. Maybe hasn't done quite enough for me to want to download it, but just, you know, decent.
Yeah, so this was actually then my sort of second favorite song, and if I was going to download another one, it would probably be this one. I've written 3 different artists here, which I kind of got a feel from. Stacey Orionco, Jojo, and mainly Nelly Furtado. I think towards the midway point onwards was quite Nelly Furtado sort of feel, which is to me not such a bad thing. And actually, the rap bit kind of worked a little bit in this one, a bit better. I think this is more like sort of a Rihanna Eminem. It kind of, because it didn't feel so cheesy pop. I don't know. It seemed to work a bit better there. But that was my second favorite there, T-shirt. So we'll consider putting that on my playlist.
Okay. Next one was Budu s Tabой, which means I'll be with you. Don't have much to say. Again, first time hearing this song. I don't think it's so well known. Quite a good poppy song, really.
Yeah. So, what was this one called again? Is this one that has a lot of oohs and oohs in it?
Budu s Tabой. So it's 3. It's got the first one is 4 letters. First one is 4 letters, and then there's a letter on its own.
Okay,
like,
might be
like an English C, and then Tabой. 3.
Yeah, I think. Oh yeah, it must be that one. I think it sounded quite similar to one of the previous songs as well. Nothing overly distinct that I could take really from it. Again, it was listenable, enjoyed it. Again, I keep saying it again, just still wasn't living up to what I'd listened to before. And I said it's now as we get to this halfway stage. For me personally, is when it's getting just a little bit repetitive. But again, that's quite harsh. So I said I would happily listen to a lot of these songs again though.
Okay. Next one was Metka. I put down as quite a well-known song and just fairly decent. So again, just following on from the same kind of thing, just overall, just, you know, fairly decent songs on the whole, but nothing special.
Yeah, is this one that's a quite slow song? Was this a slowish kind of song? Do you remember?
I think so. I can't remember.
Because if it is again, I'm sure there's time here. Yeah, because this was again the rap bit again was sort of the bit I really did enjoy from it. And actually, when the guys are just singing normally, in my opinion, I actually think it's a lot better for me personally. But that's what I say on that one there.
Okay, then we had Znowu w mieście, which means together again. Another typical 5-star family song with a catchy tune.
Yeah, I think that's another good pop song. Again, not as good as the ones previously. For me, the rap bits is slightly there. But again, the rap in this one wasn't as bad as in previous ones. So it kind of fits. It's not perfect for it, and also, but not ideal for it either.
Okay. Next one is Prosipaisa, which means wake up. So I put down brilliant song from the first moment. The rapping is on point, and so is the chorus. So this is a song that I already knew, and I just feel it's got almost a kind of Christmassy New Year kind of feel going on. I think they do sing this a lot at Christmas New Year period. I'm not sure, and they sort of sing it like this, like they're moving their arms like this in the videos and stuff. You know, it's just, I don't know, I just really like this song. I liked it before today because I'd already listened to it, you know, over the years a number of times. So yeah, I just thought it all went well because you had the nice bit at the beginning, and then the rapping really, for me, sort of helped it, and the chorus was good. Just a really good song.
Yeah, so I enjoyed the piano bits of the song. It kind of, for me, felt like a bit like a farewell song, almost like if there was their final, like they decided they were going to break up and move on, it would sort of be their farewell and song there. And I've literally put, I could imagine this song where you've got your lighter or you've got your phone out, waving it in the crowd, in your exactly as you said.
Yeah, that's what they do. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. And that's the part of me that I say, I'm not seeing the video, I'm not seeing anything about it, but just listening to that, it's exactly what I found, what I imagined. Yeah, so this one would have been potentially like my third or fourth favourite on there. And again, I've been interested to see what the English version was, or if it turned out to actually be a farewell song of theirs.
Okay. The next one was Narastayani Zvanka. So this one I'd never heard before. This one I never heard before today or yesterday. I put down great start. I really like this one. I'm going to download it. The rapping had so much. So yeah, this was like the big one for me. This is the one that, like I said, I've never heard of it before, and it really just grabbed my attention straight away. Yeah, just really liked it.
Yeah, so again, this was quite similar to the one before, actually. For me, I preferred
that
the one
sort
before.
of style, yeah.
Yeah, and good. No, but yeah, this one is like S Club 7, but with some rapping. Very,
well, that sounds perfect to me. That's I love S Club 7. I love a bit of rapping, so no wonder I like it.
I think I would have preferred probably the guy singing in that. But yeah, similar to one before. I think I preferred the farewell one from before.
Next one, I'm not quite sure the name. I didn't catch it. Something like Bezuvia or something. I put not as good as previous few. The rapping is off. Not a good song for me. This one.
Yeah, so if we're on the right one here, this to me was more modern sounding. So I didn't know if this was one of more recent hits from there. And it was actually at this point, I actually thought, and it's funny you don't like the rap in this one, I thought the rap was probably more fitting for this song. It worked better in that sense. Didn't make me like the song any more than that, really. But yeah, it just felt a bit different to anything else there and a bit more modern.
So it sounds like, from what you're saying overall, it's like you think that the rapping in general doesn't really work because the songs are too poppy.
Yeah, I think so. And maybe because I'm really enjoying the sort of pop song element of it, and I think I'd just rather keep listening to that more rather than the rap. And say it's harsh on the rap sort of elements there. But I think when it's another song, it feels like it works more to me. But for there, it just doesn't. It just feels, yeah, I think too poppy. I think more of a pop song as such.
Okay. The last song on this, video we listened to was Nochnoy Gorod, which means night city or city at night, maybe. Okay. Disappointing on the whole. I just didn't like this song. Didn't do it for me at all, this one.
Yeah, so I've mentioned that you can hear the words 5-star being mentioned. That's what I picked up from there. Like the saxophone bit, it kind of for me had a sort of a 90s R&B feel to this one. So again, something a little bit different. And again, the rap music, the rapping bit sort of fitted in better with this particular song. Again, nothing much more we said on that there, apart from, yeah, it's like steps, trying to do a bit of R&B rap.
So you think my the way I sort of introduced this album to you at the beginning, when I said it's kind of like steps with rap, would you agree with that?
I definitely don't disagree with it. I think that definitely gives the right vibe of what it's about. However, I think their pop songs are probably, for me personally, better than Steps. I think Steps ones generally, and this is not against Steps, so I don't mind listening to a bit of Steps, are really cheesy, really
cheesy, yeah.
But again, maybe because I hear the English of it, and but this, I know, I think we know, like, music in Europe is very different to what it's like in England. It's really hard to explain, but I think it just works a little bit better there. Whilst here,
I don't think you're going to get, like, if in the UK you say that you're a big fan of Steps, as a 35-year-old male, you know what I mean? You're going to be Steps, really. But I think if you say you like this group in Russia, I don't really think it's like, all right, okay. Do you know what I mean? It's like they're just more of a kind of accepted group for anyone to like, I think. Whereas Steps are a little bit more cheesy, yeah.
Yeah, I say it's really hard. Oh wait, it's almost a bit like when we were doing ABBA as well. I don't know. I think even that doesn't quite work in the same way. I'm trying to see if at a later stage can explain a bit better, but hopefully you can get and understand it. But yeah, with Steps, it is just a choosy guilty pleasure. Well, this one doesn't feel as a guilty pleasure. And it's probably, as you said, maybe when you're in your life, if you said you liked 5-star, you wouldn't be a little different. But yeah, in the UK, you say you like Steps, you you wouldn't actually mention it, to be honest. That's probably it's just something you might listen to at home. If it comes on, don't mind listening to it.
Okay, so that's the end of that. But then I did add in an extra song. So it's called Ty lubimy mój, which means you're my favorite. So just to add, before we talk about this, there was an extra, this was featuring someone as well. So it was 2345 as well. So it's 2345.
Oh,
plus.
I thought maybe that might have been the name of the song, actually. I didn't realise that was the artist.
Yeah, name of the artist is 2345 featuring this group. But it doesn't matter which way around you do it. You can't, but yeah, basically it's two of them together to make this song. They've come together before. They've got another famous song, 2345 and 5-Star Family, called Ya Budu, which I'll send to you afterwards. It's a very popular song. It's not on here, what we listened to. I think it was on the main album, though. So just give that a listen. So this song, I just put great song, great chorus. The rapping just puts the cherry on the cake for me. I don't know, I just really like it. It's just, same sort of thing going on with the actual poppy part, the singing part, and then the rap part. Just, yeah, does it for me. I just love it.
Yeah, I can see why you probably do like it. And this pretty much sums up what I've probably thought most of the songs on the album. Good pop song, enjoyable. Rap is probably my least favourite bits, but for me, it just wasn't as good as track number 1. That's certainly what I can still say. And I said it's a shame. Maybe if that first track was a song, but then again, maybe if I didn't have that first track song, maybe the other songs I may have not liked as much potentially. So I can't really tell. But that's overall, yeah, just really enjoyed the first one.
Yeah, well, the first one, like I said, really popular song. So I'm glad you liked it. So how would you sum up 5-Star Family?
I think you saying, yeah, sort of Steps meets rap could work quite well in that sense. I'm glad, like I said, I'm definitely not disappointed I chose that one in the end. Like I said, there's definitely a couple of songs I would happily take away and listen to. And it would probably inspire me to want to listen to some of their other stuff. Now, whether a lot of their other stuff is still also very much the same, and if I'm just going to keep saying the same thing, going, oh, you know what, it's good, but just not as good as that first time I was listening to it. But I think anyone who's not listening, I'd say, if you get the vibe of sort of what we like, and if you think, actually, I'd say definitely it's worth to give a listen to as well, really.
Okay. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it then. So as for me, I think you know my thoughts on it. Generally like this group. Doesn't mean I like every song. In fact, there's only a few songs actually that I can say I really like and actually want to listen to on a regular basis. But yeah, it's just my sort of style of music. Just, you know, listening to some kind of poppy music added in with some rap is always going to be a winner for me. So I think that sums up, concludes our video review or album review today. We will see you then on Wednesday for the next one. So see you guys.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.